the trees. Sweet man is that his soul. The holy on their knees. The reckless are outraged. Much more of this than anyone can see. One can see. Phantom scenes with the sea of phantom tides. The sun on bright, unfocused eyes. Springtime when it slides. Hopeful candle lingers. The land of lullaby. Where this voice will finish. Wild and lonely cry, lonely cry. no more. The finest ever seen. Hearts of some held trust, still tender, young and green. Left on shelves collecting dust, not knowing what they mean. Valentine's of flesh and blood, soft as velveteen. Hoping love will not forsake. The days that lie between, lie between.
Check, check, testing, 1, 2, 3, fuck it. Oh yeah. Do it to me, baby. Good morning, that's me. Hello. I'm here. If you are here, chime in. Getting up at another 4:20 a.m. to be here at 5. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. All right. I'm just not feeling it today. I'm just not feeling it. I got my In and Out shirt because I had In and Out yesterday. I did. I had 2 somewhat plain cheeseburgers, some fries, and a Coke. And that was about all I ate yesterday. I came home and tried to eat some tortellinis before I took my teeth out. I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. It's literally one big meal a day for me is about all I can handle. My daughter's like, well, that's not good. I said, well, I don't know what else to do. Anywho, denture update, right? A little spot inside my lower gum. It's either something beneath the surface of the gum that is like a splinter, like a little chip of bone from when they removed my teeth, or it's a little spur sticking off of the bone, which means that it's permanent and it's going to keep rubbing. Good morning, Joey. WW. How you doing, guys? I'm here. I'm weird. Get used to it. Yeah. My daughter gave me a stack of the Polaroids that that Joey took on on the last couple of trips. So I've got those to share this morning. I've got some picture books here to share as well. Los Angeles. I've got some more TV Guide stuff to look at this morning. You've never had an In-N-Out. It's a restaurant that has never been in the South. You're absolutely correct. They are a Western phenomenon. The owner, who is the granddaughter, I believe, of the original, not owners, but the original purchasers of the store, the people that have owned it for most of the time. The daughter is now in charge, and she does want to take it a little bit further, but she also wants to do it slow because she wants to make sure that the food stays the same. So it's not like McDonald's. You hit your head on something last night, and it started bleeding. Well, that's no good. Well, I'm glad to hear you're okay, but take care of yourself. It's a hard hat zone. Hello? Totally. It should be a hard hat zone in that place, man. When you're moving shit around, you should have hard hats on. It's crazy stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, In-N-Out Burger. It is ground chuck, not ground beef. It's ground chuck. It's like ground up. So it's got a different flavor, the meat. It's not as fatty as the other fast food places. It is not like either of those. It's not like McDonald's or Burger King. It's a Southern California cheeseburger. It's more like the cheeseburgers of the 50s, 60s, when we first started getting cheeseburgers, right? You got Natalie a photo album at the store. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are best buddies. That's cool. It's neat to have good friends, you know. It's totally neat to have good friends. Which is kind of difficult for my daughter because she's an only child and has never really been in a serious relationship and never had any really, really close friends. And just over the last few years, she's really gotten close to a few of her friends. And family too. She's gotten close to family. She's gotten close to Joey. She's gotten close to family members. Do you have a Five Guys out there? Yes, we do. Similar, but Five Guys is too salty. Five Guys is a saltier burger. They put more salt in it so that you want to drink more Coke, basically. The more fat and more salt content, the more thirsty you are. We haven't been texting much recently. Stupid school shit. She's just more likely to be able to do that kind of stuff with school out of the picture. She takes days to respond. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear. I just asked her the other day if you had been texting, and she says, yeah, a little bit. She is pretty busy and overwhelmed. This last year of school is going to be crazy for her. She's taking the last of the classes for psychology, and they're pretty big. They're pretty heavy, a lot of heavy stuff on the tests. This semester's going to be crazy. Next semester's going to be even more crazy, even though she's ahead. So she's taking like one of the easiest classes that she can. I think she's doing music right now, music history or music, what do they call it? Music appreciation, that kind of class. So that's an easy class for her. So she's got another easy class, I think, coming up next semester, but that's only because she's gotten ahead And now she can just concentrate on those few very, very important. I like a good Burger King, right? I like a double. What is that? Their bacon cheese, double bacon cheeseburger. That's a really good one. Every once in a while we'll split one, my wife and I. I can't eat a whole one. Why don't you just get a single? Because of the ratio of the meat and the cheese, and you have to get the double in order to get that flavor. You get a single, it's just different. Yeah, In-N-Out, it is a great burger. You can order it multiple ways. They have a secret way. They have a secret ordering menu, right? Like you can just order the cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, right? No this, extra that. Or you can say, give me a double animal style. And what they do is they load up extra onions, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles. It becomes animal style. It's huge, right? And then because it's so big, you can say, can you cut that in half? Animal style, cut in half, right? Which is how my daughter orders her cheeseburgers. Animal style, cut in half. Did you know that you can order a 4x4 from In-N-Out? Seriously, it's 4 patties and 4 cheese. A 4x4 animal style is like a Dagwood. It's just crazy good. The bread is awesome. It's not overly sweet like McDonald's or dry and crumbly like Burger King. It's a good. You bite into it and it just breaks up. It's just it's like your music, Animal style. What, like Gonzo on the drums? Or Animal, that's it. Animal. Muppets. That's a Muppet reference there. If you didn't know. I think Joey has had In-N-Out. I think the first time we had it was in Vegas at the end of that show, and you guys were like exhausted, and by the time we got it, it was cold. But you like your women animal style. What, all hairy and growling? What's new? That's normal today. Okay, I'm killing myself here. Totally. All right, I gotta do more bong hits here because I am just losing it this morning. Animal style. Totally. I'm losing it. I really am. This pain. The pain of life, everything. It's just wearing on me. And every once in a while, I feel like snapping, right? Just going off the deep end, going cuckoo into cabeza. My fingers on the left hand are a little bit sore. I did a little bit of practicing after a few days off. And of course, my fingers are like, hey, you're supposed to play every day, dummy. Now look. Now you're in pain. So I went through and I played about a dozen songs last night sitting here. After a song or two, I had to trim my nails because like, wow, you ain't been doing this in a while, dummy. So I practiced up on the roof and listened to the music. And then I went through my repertoire of music and then went back and played around a little bit with up on the roof and listened to the music a little bit more and actually got through listening to the music and it sounded really good. I'm starting to get the hang of that. But I had my teeth in, so I wanted to sing. I didn't sing out loud. My daughter's like, I don't know what you were playing. I couldn't hear you. So I played Up on the Roof again, and she says, I don't think I'm familiar with that one. And I'm like, really? Up on the Roof? Really? She's probably heard it, but it's been pushed aside to have a Wendy's and Arby's out there. Oh, yeah. We like Wendy's. Wendy's is good. I like Wendy's because they have a unique menu, so to speak. I like their chicken sandwiches. I like their Baconators. I like the fact that they have a baked potato. You get a baked potato and a salad. That's great. That's every place, every fast food place should have a cheap baked potato and a cheap salad option. Something cheaper than the burgers, right? They should have a big fat salad. You can get those pre-packaged now, right? Hey, give me one of them. They just throw out a prepackaged fucking salad. Here's a prepackaged salad, a prepackaged dressing. Here's a hot potato. You know, and that should be the cheapest stuff on the menu, and it's like the most expensive. You can buy a 99-cent $2 cheeseburger, but you can't buy any salad less than $6 or $7, right? That's ridiculous. Yeah, it goes right back to the farms. Boy. Okay, everybody, I want you to say good morning to my secretary. We haven't seen her in a while, so let's say good morning. There she is. Good morning. I have no idea who that is. I call her Miriam. Miriam. That was a lady that my father used to know, and I don't remember anything about her, but I like the name, and she appears to be English to me. In my head, she's English, and this is the 1960s. They don't have Bojangles over there. You know what? In like Los Angeles, they might have, or San Francisco, they might have a Bojangles. It sounds familiar, right? Maybe a Joe Bangles, but maybe not a Bojangles. Did he just say Joe Bangles? Yeah, I did. Sorry, sir. Never happened again, sir. Oh, that is so good. Oh, God, I love coffee. Coffee. If I could just live on coffee, I would. That's it. Coffee and bong hits. And an IV. Hook me up to an IV, give me coffee and bong hits, and I'm done. Give me a catheter. It's like other people are like, are in that similar position going, man, get me out of this. I don't want to be here. What was James Bond's secretary's name? Moneypenny. Come on. Hello, Moneypenny. Oh, she was actually played by the same girl in most of the movies. The same woman played most of the Moneypenny to like 3 or 4 different James Bonds, right? How weird. Moneypenny. Pity I wasn't invited. Totally, eh? It's totally pity, dude. Who invited you to the party? Moneypenny. Sorry, I get a little Sean Connery. You get a little excited about the con, man. I love Outlander. Is that what it is? I think it is. Yeah, Q. An M. The boss was M. Q was the gadgets dude, right? Who was the big Asian dude? The professor, the big Asian wrestler dude. I think he was a professor or something. He threw the hat. What was his name? He threw the hat, right? And then in Austin Powers, they made fun of him by the guy throwing his shoe. Funny stuff. Or that big guy with the big black guy, the voodoo guy with the bald head and the top hat, and he's the guy that did the 7-Up commercials for like crisp and clean, no caffeine, man. 7-Up, never had it, never will, man. That was pretty cool. Odd Job, that's it. Odd Job. I love it. It's like the Dick Tracy comics, where they have all of these great fucking screwed up names for their villains, right? Oh. That's crazy. Yeah, that's good stuff. That was a what one was that? The one where they were in New Orleans and Haiti or something. New Orleans. Did you say New Orleans? Yeah. Yeah, it's New Orleans. I come from New Orleans. What the hell is New Orleans? All right, cut that out. Cut it out. Cut it out now. Yeah, I need to listen to Up on the Roof a couple of times and sit there and play along with it and get it into my brain. It's the strumming. The strumming is the difficult part, right? So I just want to sit and find a good strum that works for me so that I can play that song, right? It's like I had to find a good strum that worked for the song and worked with me for dancing in this, or not dancing, but listen to the music, right? Because there are some vocal challenges in there when trying to play at the same time, and it is a rough play. Listen to the music. It's got some heavy duty vocal changes with these guitar strums that are like off from the vocals. It's Spectre. Spectre. That's the bad guy, right? The bad organization, Spectre. That's like Get Smart, right? Chaos. Chaos, and what was Get Smart? What was his team called? It was Chaos, and then they were the guys with the glass domes that would come down when they were talking. What were they? What was their side called? Right, because the bad guys were Chaos, but what were the good guys? What was Agent 99? Agent 69. Shut up. I gotta heat up my coffee. I'll be right back. Don't go away, because if you leave, I'll come looking for your ass. Open a can of hello. Okay. So, good morning. My daughter is officially on the waiting list for the Rush show in June. She's on the waiting list, so fingers crossed that we get to go see Rush live at the Forum next year. Fingers crossed. Wow. I'm overwhelmed just at the thought of something like that, and seeing them at the Forum where they've played before, right? Hey, Susie, good morning. How are you? What's going on? What's up? How's it going, baby? Yeah, I'm just trying to do some more bong hits here, because, I'm going cuckoo into cabeza. Cuckoo. Yeah, baby. I got some Polaroids here this morning that we're going to check out from Joey's last couple of trips out here. And their trip to Chicago, a little bit of camping, I think. We went to L.A. So, yeah. Live and Let Die was the one in New Orleans with the voodoo guy. Yeah, I love that voodoo guy. He was one of my favorite actors from the 70s and 80s. He just had such a voice. Yeah, man. You know, like it to go, man. Hey, man. I guess that's more Jamaica than Haiti, but what are you gonna do? I'm a white guy. Hardcore, dude, heavy. Oh, I got a bong hit here. I should do this bong hit because I don't want to leave anyone hanging, dangling. Good morning. Peace be with you, and I love you all. Well, there you have it. I am just like, wow, fucking wow. I love going to your guys' channels and seeing pictures of you guys in your photos and posts and stuff. That is so awesome. Now I feel like I know you guys. I don't know what the hell WW looks like. I'll have to get over to his channel and see if he's posted any photos of himself. I don't want to see anything weird. Totally. Maybe I do. I lied, I do. I lied. Alright, so I'm going to show you a bunch of Polaroids. I gotta drink coffee. Oh, that is so good. Let me turn it around so you can see that it says, I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. In case, this show really is better on your TV. It's really, it's made for a widescreen TV. That's why I set it up widescreen. And the cameras and the viewing and everything. All of my channel is pretty much set up for widescreen TV. So I hope you're watching me on a big TV, because if I am on a big TV, I feel bigger. Now then you can read the stuff that's going on. Oh, hi Snoopy. Look at there. So you can see Snoopy. Gotta give Snoopy kisses. Somebody's got to pick out an artist for the day, so I can pick out an album. Something from the 60s and 70s. Those are the only pretty much rules. And it's got to be something I've got here, accessible, that I can display. That's it. I watch on my phone. See, I know that. But I just know that I've watched my channel. I've watched stuff on my channel on the phone and on the TV, and it's much more interesting on the TV. All of the fine details come out. You can read the stuff on my computer, you can read the stuff on my cup, on my shirt, you can read the things behind me. It starts to open up this world here. And when I'm on a big TV in your house, then I can see what's going on in your house, man. Because I can reverse it. See? There. Now I'm watching you. Oh, dude. You need to cover that up, eh? Jeez. I didn't need to see that. Talking heads. Alright, let me see what I got for talking heads. Okay, talking heads it is. I have in my hand let me get my headphones on here, a CD. We're going to have a little bit of a change. CDs were happening in the 80s. They were a new thing, but they were happening. And what we have here is Speaking in Tongues by the Talking Heads. So this is from 1983. And this album has songs like Burning Down the House, Making Flippy Floppy, Girlfriend is Better, Slippery People, I Get, Wild Wild Gravity, Swamp, Moon Rocks, Pull Up the Roots, This Must Be the Place. And there you go. Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues, album of the day. There you go. There it is, right there in front of you. Because that's how we do it here. Alright? I got music up the wazoo. I got wazoos up the fucking wazoo. I got so much wazoo. It's crazy. Remember Yaphet Kotto was one of the villains in Live and Let Die. Oh, Yaphet Kotto. Which was Yaphet Kotto? Right? Which one? I don't know what you mean. The imaginary one? See, because there goes that parallel, what you call it? That, in my world, there are two Yaphet Kotos. Yaphet Kotto was a band out of Santa Cruz, California. That's great. No, in my world there are two Yaphet Kotos. There's a Yaphet Kotto that we all, of course, but there's also one that is a very unusual looking gentleman. He's black, he's African, and he has a unique speech, and he's got a lot of teeth and a big, gnarly, scary face. He's probably called something different in this universe, but in my parallel universe, the one that I link up to, there are two Yaphet Kotos. The first alien. Yep, you got it. That's him, right alongside Harry Dean Stanton. They were buddies in that one. I love a good Harry Dean Stanton movie. Go on, Blue. You old dog, you. My favorite James Bond, William Welch, is the old guy in the wheelchair that gets airlifted and dropped into a smokestack. Which one was that? Because there were some bizarre scenes in just about every fucking James Bond movie. It's always bizarre shit. The cars alone made the James Bond movie. James Bond. Tell me about it. Losing it. That's okay. It's just a little dementia slipping through. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. It's okay. I don't mind it, because every once in a while, I honestly, truly believe that I'm back in the past, and I have no clue what's going on right now. Right? Every once in a while that happens. And it's so great, because I don't know what's going on right now, and I'm totally back there. So, for me, dementia good. I don't mind being lost. Oh, geez, golden finger. Right? I told my daughter, can I give somebody a half a peace sign? She just, oh, geez. Peace minus one. I don't know. Can I just give them a piece of peace? Jones Bane, I know. My brain just, I find myself mixing up my words a lot. It used to happen a little when I was young, but I took control of it because I realized what was going on, right? But as I'm getting older, it's slipping more and more and more, and shit is just coming out wrong a lot of times, and I have to stop and speak slowly and deliberately, especially when I go from teeth to no teeth to teeth to no teeth and back and forth. My lips and tongue have a very difficult time. So, Jones Bane it is. Totally. Yeah. I'll drink to that. I should probably drink to that, because... I'm going to move my coffee cup just a little bit here so I can have some desktop for Polaroids. And I'm going to throw out some Polaroids here, speaking in tongues. Teeking in spungs. That's it. I often speak in tongues. And I must be, because I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But I'll just start saying stuff. And the more I just allow it to happen, it's like auto-writing, right? You just, and it just starts coming out. And pretty soon, it actually starts to seem like there's something in there, right? Have you guys ever tried auto-writing? Hey. Stop making sense. Oh, no, I'm going to make sense right now. Incense. There you go. Just fucking around. Because if I don't fuck around here, then I'm gonna fuck around there. And what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get the stink eye from the whole world. You know? At least here they can just go, oh God, and they can just change the channel. But in real life, not that I give a shit, you know, but I don't. Out in the rest of the world, they ain't subscribing. They ain't paying for the show, so I ain't giving them a free show, man. I keep this shit here. I keep it real. I keep it home. When I go out in the world, I'm me 100%. But I'm not going to just give it away for free. All right, I'm going to throw down some stuff here, and we're going to look at this. Now, I promised that I wouldn't do anything really close. So you're going to have to be on a big screen TV if you want to see some of these Polaroids close up. Because I'm just going to throw them down on my desktop here. And we can look at them. Okay, so this is one from Olvera Street in Los Angeles. This is the oldest, one of the oldest portions of Los Angeles when the Californios, the original Mexican people who weren't Mexican back then, they were Californios because this was their homeland. This was one of those things there. This is part of Olvera Street. My daughter Natalie and Joey standing next to a giant piñata. Here is my wife and I. Let me just move this over here. Here is my wife and I standing next to a Mexican, a wooden Mexican, like a wooden Indian. Here's a wooden Mexican. So of course, when I go to Los Angeles, I like to wear my KME T-shirt because I want to see who remembers KMET. I gotta cover up my wife there because, well, you know, I didn't get permission to use her image, but I'll put it down here where it's not so up in your face. And let me see. So here's me feeding the birds at the little restaurant, the little Mexican food restaurant there, where we always eat. It's right on the corner near the gazebo. So I'm feeding the birds. Here's a black and white Polaroid. Thank you, Joy, for the Polaroids, by the way. Here's a black and white Polaroid of our three little doggies. And they are just adorable. They are so picture friendly. I'm like, okay, are we good? Are we good? Somebody's saying, stay, stay, stay. Look over here, stay. Here's me camping. Here we go. Sitting, that's Joey's tent there. Our tent is off to the right. I'm just waking up, I think. Hanging out. Waking up. Chilling. It's got a little light spot at the top of the picture there. That happens. Let me go ahead and do this. Hey, this is us at Lake Big Bear Lake, the family, minus Joey. Joey's taking the picture, so this is everyone here. This is the family, and Joey's taking the picture. Joey is family. He's just not in the picture. He's a photographer. And there's some dogs there running around on the ground. I think my daughter's holding on to Tootsie and little white Ollie back there, and then Sam in the foreground. Totally. Here is my daughter and Joshua Tree at the park where they went. And pretty much you go in to look at rocks and trees. Pretty much big giant boulders and funny looking trees. That's Joshua Tree. Here's one of my daughter in Chicago at the record store. And I love this one because it's so my daughter, right? Any place we go, she'll find the nearest record store and she'll go in and browse, and she never comes out empty-handed. Even if it's a shirt, she always gets something. She has surpassed me in shirts now. She has more shirts than I do. She's surpassed me in albums, LPs that I had at her age. She's got more LPs than I had music at her age, 21, right? So I've got more records now, but they all belong to her, so she's gonna She's going to have a lot of records someday. These are the two Natalies at Natalie's house in Chicago going to Riot Fest. And, yeah, what a couple of cool gals. Let's see, we got messages from coming. Let an instant stick to right on. Okay, iconic photo of your dogs. Dude, it is. You take great photos. I love them. Who uses Polaroids there these days? I haven't seen one of those in years. I don't know why. I think we put Joey's Polaroid camera away. He's got a Polaroid camera here, and he's got one at home so that he doesn't have to travel with it. So we've got a camera here and film in the fridge. So I'll try to remember to dig it out tomorrow. It might be in my daughter's room. So yes, Joey uses Polaroid because he's my boy. He's my kid. And, you know, just like Natalie, you know, these are my kids. They're total vintage kids. And I love it. I love that these guys are utilizing the past as if it was their present, and it is, and it should be, and it should be their future too. That pic of her could be in the 70s. Oh yeah, that one at the record store. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? You know, and the fact that it's her. It's her all the way. Everything about that photo says my daughter. Her stance, the way that her hair is hiding her face, right? It's just awesome sauce. Awesome. Oh, here's a good one of me in my living room that Joey took on the couch near my cabinet. Just futzing around, playing some music. Oh, another one of the dogs. A couple of dogs. There's two. There's Sam and Tootsie. Tootsie with her bigger ears. She is a Chiweenie. She is a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. 100 purebred. All right. 2 purebred dogs created Tootsie. A purebred Dachshund, licensed, and a purebred licensed Chihuahua. And they came up with her. She was the first of the litter. Totally. So I love pictures of my dogs. Sam, he's a mutt. He's a mutt. There's my wife. They're up against my cabinet, my 1980s cabinet. And there's a globe sitting there, my bong in the foreground. The only thing that makes this the present is that bottle of water, that little bottle of Febreze down there, and my wife's phone. Everything else gone, and you would think, wow, when is that picture? Here's another one, us sitting on the couch, me playing the guitar, and her on her phone, of course. So yeah, these are some of my favorite photos. This one probably especially, the one of my daughter at the record store, and the dogs, you know, the one of the kids next to that big giant piñata, the wooden Mexican. That's crazy. Oh, thank you for enjoying. I love to share my life, you know, because what else are you going to do with it, you know? I've hidden my life for so long because of depression and bullying, and fuck it. Fuck it. No more. No more bullying. No more hiding. I love those photos. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Joey. I've got a Polaroid here. I got a Polaroid One Step. I got a Pronto as well. This is the Polaroid One Step here that belonged to my father, I believe, or maybe his was the other one. I'll have to look at them both together. But I would love to find film for this particular land camera, because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have a piece of vintage machinery that actually works, and I've got so much of that, right? So there you go. like my camcorder back here works as well. I've got this cool little camcorder. My clock radio works. I've got a happy face clock over there that works. Just about everything that I have that's vintage works. Yeah, Joey's the coolest. I love that boy. I love that boy. And my daughter, she's like, wow, he's a cool guy, you know. She's like, he's one of my closest friends, and that's good to hear, that they've got such a. She's like, if she's gonna go to a concert and I don't really want to go, the first person she thinks of is Joey. Even though he's on the other side of the country, she's still the first person that he thinks of to do something like that, and that's really cool. You haven't seen the photos you took the last day there, right? Did you take those with you? I think you took those with you. Oh no, you left some here. If you left some here, I'll dig them up, and I'll take some pictures of them and text them to you. But yeah, it's totally bitchin'. It's totally bitchin' to have, you know, because my daughter never had any siblings, right? So it's really cool to have, you know, someone that she can be close to like this. Just awesome, you know. Yeah. Okay, well, if you don't have them, then I will dig them up and take some photos of them. Totally. Yeah. Bitchin'. Okay, cool. She's got them all. Yeah, because she went through, and I said, I'm going to show them on YouTube. So give me a stack of approved photos. So this is the stack that she gave me, and I did not question it. I questioned whether or not I was going to show them all, but I did. But she's got more, and it was up to her to decide which ones that I would show. So there you go. You're not close with your siblings, right? And I think that's maybe a reason why you and I are close, or you and Natalie are close, is because we didn't have that, you know. You didn't have, while you get along and you love your father and everything, you didn't have the connection that you and I have with your father. You and I have a similar, I guess, connection. Older brother, father type connection, I guess. That's the way I see it. But with Natalie, it's the same thing. She didn't have she didn't have any siblings, and you didn't do it with your siblings, so it's kind of neat. But I got to see them when it helped my mom last. Although that's very cool. It's nice when you can actually see them and it works, right? Most of the time I see my siblings and it just doesn't work, you know. It just doesn't work. I remember sitting at the bar at the casino where we were all meeting when we had all kind of found out that my father was on his way out, right? I was like, okay, he's got cancer, and we all found out. And so we all kind of gathered together at the casino to hang out and meet him. My siblings and their spouses. Well, actually, my brother, he was just solo on this trip, because he was actually staying and helping out. But it was really weird when, you know, people started walking in and sitting down at the bar that you hadn't seen in a long time. And I felt totally out of place. So you were close with your brother when you were younger. There have been periods in my life where I was close with my siblings, but it's never been a constant thing. Yeah. See, I don't hate them either. I love them. I just don't get along with them. We don't have any commonalities other than we shared a past together. Nobody's gone out of their way to cultivate a relationship in the now. And that's what it is. And there are too many present hang-ups with you know, one of my siblings. And there's just not a lot there. And it's because there's been too much time and too much distance and too much not giving a shit, you know. If people gave a shit, then there would be a difference. But, you know, we're all busy. We've all got our own lives. Shit happens. And it's not a diss on anyone. It is what it is. You know, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm certainly not going to take the blame myself. It is what it is. It's life. Shit happens. Bong hits are smoked. My wife is going to ask me if I want to go paint today. Do I? I don't really want to. I would prefer to do more at home to put my life in order. Organize this shit. Get things, boxes stacked up ready for episodes, that kind of thing. We got Halloween coming up, and I have chosen a Halloween costume. So I hit my daughter up last night. I said, look, I got to wear a white t-shirt, and I got to roll a pack of cigarettes up into my sleeve, and I need a heart with an arrow through it and a little ribbon underneath that says Mom. Right? Or wow. Maybe I'll have her say it. Have her write wow. Because that'll be funnier. Paint the town. I'd have to paint it green. Avocado green. Olive drab green. Khaki green. Why? Because it's on the wall behind me, and it was my father's color for years after he got home from Vietnam, for decades in fact. We lived in 2 houses, and both houses his bedroom was painted green. I kid you not. After leaving Vietnam, he painted his bedroom green a couple times. That was weird. So I'm going to be the Fonz. Nope, I'm going to be a trucker. I'm going to be a 1970s truck driver. So I've got the... I'm going to be a Chiquita banana truck driver. And I will give the truck a weird, like the banana hammock, or the banana split, or some weird banana nickname for my truck. I may install a CB radio and an 8-track player here, so that it gives the... So when I'm here, I can reach here and grab my CB and talk on it. So I may do something like that. It's pretty basic. A pair of boots, a pair of jeans, some kind of white graphic t-shirt, with a pack of Camels rolled up in the sleeve with my tattoo, probably on this side so you can read it. And then my hat, my watch. I mean, it's pretty much basic. And then my language. Come on, rubber ducky. 10-4. What's your 10-20? Come back at you. Your favorite brand of bananas? Of course it is. Chiquita banana. Let me grab the hat. I gotta get it soaked in hot water, and then, or steam it over my little head. I've got a little styrofoam head that I dry my hats on. So this is my Chiquita banana hat, and it is my trucker hat. One of them big old school trucker hats from the 1980s. This is an actual 1980s hat. I wish the label was still good on it. But it's an actual original vintage hat. I've got a vintage vest. It is a leather suede vest with the wool on the inside, sheep's wool. One of those country western outdoor farmer vests type things. Is perfect for a trucker. So I'm going to do that. I'll have my stopwatch or my little pocket watch in the pocket. I'll have my pipe, because you can't smoke a bong when you're driving a truck. Thank you. I love that hat. That's one of the first vintage hats that I got, was that one. That one and my Braves hat. Yeah. I love it. My E.T. hat, my Galaxian hat, my vintage hats, right? I don't think I have one of them here. And they need to be steamed They really do need to be steamed because they were in my van and under a pile of stuff in my van when I took them on the road with me. Here's my Galaxian hat. You know, you remember the video game, Midway video game? 1982. Galaxian. I love that one. That's one of my favorite. That one needs to be steamed. This one is another favorite. My ET hat, and it's just got a simple ET patch on the front, but it's an original trucker style hat. That's what they call them now, trucker hats. This is a new hat that I had my wife stitch on this old patch. So this is my media maintenance hat. This is what I wear when I'm working on my tapes and my players and recorders and stuff. So there you go. The banana boat. I think it's going to be the banana hammock. I think that's what I'm going to call my truck. Yes, this is a... What do we call those? What am I going to be called? What's my handle going to be, right? As a trucker driving a banana hammock, you know. What would I call myself? You like your hat's animal style. See, I love a good running gag. I love a good running gag. It's like one of my favorite things about sitcoms is that they do a little funny joke and then they reference it again and then they reference it again and I always go like, oh my gosh. I love the running gag, and Joey's a master. He's a master at the running gag. Yeah, that deserves a bong hit, I'm telling you. Okay. This is Big Yeller here coming at you from the banana hammock. Driving down the I-15. Stroker Ace. How about just a stroker? Oh. Hey, Stroker. Hey there, big stroker. Joker Ace. Bandit 1. I could be Wandit Bun. Shut up. No. It's got to be something to do with bananas. Because that's his career, that's his job, driving for Chiquita. I'm driving for Chiquita, gonna get me a banana burrito. Come on back. CB. 70s. Trucker. CB lingo. Boom. That's my search. Okay. So what's my mellow yellow? Driving the banana hammock out of San Diego for Chiquita Banana. Driving a Mack truck. That's it. That's it. Mellow yellow. Banana hammock. Driving a Mack out of San Diego for Chiquita. Chiquita. There you go. That's me. All right, take it easy, brother. Old Yeller. Yeah, Old Yeller. Maybe now. Take care of yourself. Have a great sleep today. And, gosh, is this your last night working and then you're going to be off for the weekend? Well, all right. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Well, I hope you like your sleep animal style. Take care of yourself, brother. I'll talk to you in the later. Anon. Yeah. What a kook. What a kook I am. Am I gone? What is this guy's problem? Okay, so that's me for Halloween. I'm going to be a 1970s trucker called Mellow Yellow. And I drive the banana hammock is my rig. It's a Mack. Cool. You're off tonight. Cool. Well, I'll talk to you tonight then. I drive the banana hammock. It's my Mack truck. I come out of San Diego driving for Chiquita Bananas. No overtime this week. Good for you. Take it easy this week. Take it easy. Take it easy. Be sure to take a lot of easy days before you come back out again. So when you come back out again, you're not so destroyed, right? You come out because you're not going to be here for a long time. You only got four days or something. So yeah, get some good rest before you come out. Hang out. All I want to do is hang out in the living room here with you this time and just fucking play video games or watch some YouTube and do some weird shit. Yeah, some weird stuff. We'll do some overtime on the couch, man. Yeah. And I'll let you hang out with Miriam, my secretary. She's so cool. She's the coolest. She's the coolest dude. Well, there you go. Nice. Oh, Snoopy. I love Snoopy. I do. I love my dogs too. What I wouldn't give for a big, giant, big goober dog, right? A big, I don't know, not like a Saint Bernard, but like a Great Dane. Just a big, dopey Great Dane. I would love to have just a giant one that's got paws as big as my dog's head, right? Shh, calm it. No, not yet. That would be awesome. A big giant dog to complement the little dogs, right? And a big fat cat as big as the little dogs. That would be great. One that's grown up with the dog, so he's just as tough as they are. That would be awesome. But a big dog like that, that means a big piece of property. Big piece of property. And that ain't gonna happen for a while. I wish it would. I wish it would happen like soon. But, 'cause I don't know what I got left in me. I really don't. I really don't. How do I set this up to look like a trucker thing? Can I make this look like the cab of a pickup? If I go to this angle here and it's straight on, can I, and I sit on this side, can I make this look like a truck here? Can I frame this somehow so that it looks like the window of a Mack truck? Howdy. I don't know. You know, because I mean, I could literally have a door here and a mirror, and a door there and a mirror. If I were to do an overlay, then I could just have this camera with an overlay so that it looks like I'm inside of a truck. And then I could just put a steering wheel here. That's pretty ambitious there. A lot of food. Now, how did we get on a lot of food? Wow. See, I'm lost. I'm in trucker land, and now you got me hungry, you bastard. Ow! Wow! Wow! Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. God, I keep going over that. Listen to the music, the Doobie Brothers. Those parts keep going around in my head. Those really hard parts to sing. Food for the big dog. Exactly. Exactly. they eat a lot. I mean, even if they only eat once a day, that's a lot of fucking food in one day. And then you gotta get them clipped, which means that they want to eat more and they get bigger and fatter, right? And I would want to get one of those as a younger Great Dane so that it answers to the little dogs, right? It would have to be raised by the little dogs so that it does believe that they're in charge, you know, because my Sam, he's the alpha dog. He was here first. He has seniority. He knows it. The other day, I opened up the door and said, Oliver, get in here. Stop barking. And he was out there just screaming at somebody over the fence, right? He hears noise and just goes out and starts screaming. So I'm like, Oliver, get in here. Sam runs out of the living room, runs over the door, and as Oliver runs in the door, Sam gets right up in his face and goes, rah, 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 rah. Like he actually told him, stop going out there and screaming. You know, because when he hears Oliver out there screaming over nothing, he'll look at me and then look at me like, what are we going to do, man? I'm like, I don't know, you deal with it. And he'll get up and fucking take off and go tell him. He's a weird guy. He is a weird guy. But I treat him like a dog, but I also treat him like he's a human. He's a human dog. I don't give him human things to think about, but I talk to him as if he was human. And I can sit and have a conversation, and he will sit and talk to me and engage me. If he's sitting in my lap and I just go, he will literally bend his neck backward and look up at me. And I can see it in his eyes, him asking me, are you okay? Literally, I kid you not. He has a way of communicating with his eyes and his body language. And if you spend enough time with an animal, you'll learn how to communicate with them. And he and I have a very heavy relationship, right? Dogs are people. People are dogs. We're all animals. We're all, just like all humans are related to each other, well, we're all related to the animals on this planet. We are them, they are us. Every time we hurt them, we hurt us. It's, and once people, once again, go back to school, and everybody from the beginning should be learning this, what about hunting and hunters? What, so we're not allowed to hunt and be hunters anymore? What's the point? What's the point anymore? I know that you have ancestral hunters in your family, but what's the point anymore? I mean, we know so much about plants and animals and nutrition, and we know full well that we can get everything we need out of plants. So why do we need to slaughter animals anymore? Well, because it's meat. Yeah, but without even processing stuff, we can get the same proteins and things that we need from animals. We can get that out of the stuff that they eat. Why do you think they eat it? We may have to eat it more. We may have to concentrate a little bit more to get what we need out of it. But it would be easier for the planet and humans and animals if all we did was grow our food. We would have to grow less food to feed us than we grow food to feed the animals that we slaughter. So show me the math where it works out. What it works out is that meat is slave food. It's slave food. It used to be food for the rich, and because the rich people only got to eat meat, now it's slave food, because the rich know now that meat, no good. So, alcohol, slave juice. Coffee, slave juice. I guess deer over population. Sure. If that's what you want to go with, sure. Animal management, land management. Land does not need to be managed. Wildlife does not need to be managed. When humans come in and destroy a predator, like the natural wolves that we destroyed, then the deer population gets out of control. So then us hunters have to go in and, you know what? If we left shit alone more often than not, we wouldn't be in most of the problems that we're in. If we'd have left Vietnam alone and let them work out their little tribal squabbles and gone after communism if it tried to interfere, which is what we should have done, then we should have gone after communism in their country. But instead, we fabricated all these reasons to go to Vietnam and created the American war in Vietnam for no other reason than to have a war. Because it was all pointless, and it was all lies and deceit and obfuscation. It was all just bullshit, you know. And we get a lot of that everywhere, in all facets of life now. Processed foods is just a way to keep us enslaved, right? If we have to cook all of our stuff at home from scratch, we have less time to go out and slave. Keep us working 12-hour, 16-hour days and eating TV dinners. That's it. Right? And don't pay us enough to think about doing anything else. Because our payments for everything that allows us to live and have this job, those payments are what really keeps us enslaved. And the poor diet, that just keeps us stupid enough to not want to get out of it. Right? Basically. We always make our own problems. Yeah. And society. And are we responsible for society? Yes, because we allow so many things to get away with. And that needs to change. We need to, once again, wake the fuck up. There are enough problems thrown at us that we need to dodge and not even think about. We don't need to make our own fucking problems. We got enough to deal with out there, you know. But because they make it so hard to exist in this slave society that we have no choice but to self-medicate, really, you know. And then they give us the means by which to self-medicate, and then when we can't handle it, well, then all of a sudden we're addicts or alcoholics or whatever, and then we're forced to go and change, and we're forced into re-education camps, i.e., you know, rehab. And they cause the problems that cause us to escape, and then once it all comes back to that. Now they're getting their money, right? Now they get their money for causing this, they get their money for helping us to escape, and now they get their money again for charging us for recovery and rehab and drunk driving. I mean, when you get a DUI, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to the court. So the court's not going to change things because it's making its money. Alcohol companies aren't going to change things. They're making their money. They're just going to pretend they're helping. The court's just going to pretend that it's helping. But everybody's getting paid. Everybody's getting their shit, you know. And we're getting the fucking shitty end of the stick. Because that's slavery. That's how that slavery works. Keep them stupid. Keep them wanting stuff that they can't have unless they go out and double down on their slavery. You gotta sign another contract. Sign your ass away. I mean, how many people have so many payments that they can't avoid? If they avoid a payment, they lose that. They lose their house. They lose their car. They lose their life. They lose everything, right? Once you lose your car, you lose your house, you're pretty much done, because what are you going to do with all of your stuff? You've got to lose all of your stuff, or you've got to put it away somewhere and hope that you can take care of it. And then when you can't, then you lose that completely. And then where are you living? You're living on the street, you're living on somebody's couch, or you're renting a room from a family member, trying to get back on your feet. I mean, it's set up so that we're more likely to fail, right? And from school, from 4 or 5 years old, when we start school, we should be taught how to take care of ourselves and how to take care of each other, you know. And it's just ridiculous that it's set up so that when we graduate from high school, we got nothing. We got nothing. What's that going to get you? A job at McDonald's. And you might make supervisor or manager within 10 years. Well, the world is Skid Row at this point. The entire fucking world is a Skid Row. You know, a skid mark. That's Mark McCormick. Hardcastle and McCormick. Right? Brian Keith. And that funny guy who plays Mark McCormick, right? His nickname on the show is Skid Mark because he's a race driver. How ridiculous is that? I'm going to heat up my coffee, and we're going to do a bong hit, and then we're going to look at some TV guides, all right? Oh, and some picture books. Maybe we'll look at picture books instead. Totally. Wow, was I there? Did I think out loud at any point? Was I screaming at the world at any point just now? One long skid. Yep. Just one long row of skid. Yeah. That's pretty fucked up, man. That is pretty fucked up. When more and more what you hear around the world is either what is going on with this shit show, we are in a bunch of fucking trouble, or you hear, yay America, we're so great, let's make America white again. And I am just so frustrated, right? Just so because the more things get out of whack, and that's the way I see it, that this is a shit show and things are just going fucking downhill really fast. The more people complain, but the less they do. It's like the most they want to do is watch the videos and then complain about what's going on. They want to watch the videos and then complain. Watch the videos and complain. Watch the videos. And that's not going to get anything done. Right? This is going to make a longer skid. we need to think about, really need to think about change, right? And it starts at home. It starts in our communities, right? And I'm not talking about, well, you don't like my side, I don't like your side, fuck your side. I don't have a side. I got one side, humanity. That's it. I get everybody fucking being nice to each other. That's my side. If we can't accomplish that, then we're gonna keep finding a place to divide. And we got enough of that. We need to move past that. You know, we need to move into a place where people are okay with people being themselves, first of all. And then we have to be okay with us being different. It's okay to be different. It's okay to think different. It's okay to do different stuff and want different things. All right? But you can't harass the other person for not wanting what you want. That's not right. Right? A long skid. So, you know, I see things. We still have the ability to make a change. I don't think we're going to get there. As much as I want it, everybody else has to want it more. Right? And you have to put forth the effort. You know, you have to challenge yourself and challenge society. Challenge your community. You know. I don't know how to do hashtags. Somebody needs to start a hashtag revolution movement, a challenge. Release the cure, hashtag release the cure for the cure for cancer, because we know it's out there. So somebody start that hashtag and that movement, release the cure. I don't know how to do it. Somebody needs to do it, and then share it here. Yep. People need to give a shit. That's all there is to it. People need to give a shit. Once we give a shit, not just about ourselves and our own fucking wants and desires, but give a shit about other people and realize that they have wants and desires, right? And the fact of the matter is that no matter how different we are, we got more that makes us the same. Period. End of story, right? So think about that, and think about how you can help with that instead of help creating a further divide, right, among us, amongst us. I have got a picture book here, a coffee table picture book from of Los Angeles, and I will try to get it centered somewhat here so that we can take a look at these photographs of Los Angeles, and I will try to keep the shadows down, so I will use props. There we go. That's good. Alright, so let's do that and this. And there is the beginning of that book, and this book is Above Los Angeles, a collection of nostalgic and contemporary aerial photographs of greater Los Angeles. Totally. Tweet. Totally. We need to start some challenges, some movements, right? Some challenges like something in your community. Let's challenge people to do something in their community. Something that we do, something that we're going to do, or we will do because we've just challenged, right? Some kind of community interaction that gets people together from whatever side. Sometimes it's just a farmer's market or a booth at a farmer's market that this book there, where people can get together and just say, hey, it's all cool, man. It's all about peace and love. Let's see, I better check my pages aren't sticking together. University of Malibu campus, Malibu Homes. Totally. Well, the pictures not being all that great will help with if there's any copyright infringement. All right. Ooh, Howard Hughes. Glomar. This home of the spruce goose. Where is that? I don't see it. I don't see the spruce goose anywhere. Usually you would be able to see because they built a dome over it. But I don't see it in this photograph. It sits near the hangar. Okay, this is sitting near that. So I guess the hangar is right here, right over here, just off to the side here. This is the J. Paul Getty Museum, Topanga Canyon. This is grown. This is giant now. It's just bloody huge. I like the shoreline here. I think this is what Malibu here. Santa Barbara moonlight here. Pacific Coast Highway, north of Santa Barbara. Ooh. This shot is from a blimp. Sunset Boulevard is this one here that comes down and comes in and bops off on Pacific Coast Highway. That's a fun ride out of Hollywood, getting on Sunset and taking that all the way to the coast and doing it at sunset. So you get to the end, you get to the beach, and the sun's just going down, and it's fucking beautiful. You just pull up and park and hang out for an hour, and then cruise down the road to the pier, and hit some nighttime rides and games and stuff. Really fun place. Okay, so this is the water. You see these strips of water in this neighborhood, the Venice. This is the community of Venice near Marina del Rey, and these bridges here. There's these little strips of land with the ocean water that comes in and at tide, and it comes in and comes out, comes in and comes out. So the water goes up and down in these things here. A lot of shows have been filmed. TV shows and movies have been filmed in here. I remember the last one that I saw that was filmed right in here was the reboot of Starsky and Hutch, and Hutch lived in here. This is King Harbor Marina. I'm going to try to zip through this stuff as quick as possible here. I went whale watching Whale Watchers Club in 1980 on a field trip from school out of Temecula. That was fun. This is more water shots here, a lot of water shots. And what's really neat is I'll watch old movies and TV, and so I watched an episode of Chips, and these three buildings were in the background. And so I was able to like line everything up and find where that place was. That was Ponch's house, an apartment there on the beach. There's the Queen Mary. There's the Queen Mary at night. Totally. Yeah, it looks a lot different now. Not just the Queen Mary, but this whole area out here. It's much different. It's mostly parking lot and a few restaurants now. Totally. Looks like they're actually moving dirt in to fill this in slowly. Yeah, a lot of water. This is a lot of coastal stuff here. This first part of the book here is shoreline, so there's a lot of shoreline going on here. Oh, there's what, a pod of dolphins there. Avalon, Catalina Island. See, there's this little building here. This is Catalina Island. So this is the island just off the coast of California. Oh, so there's one of my favorite portions. We're probably going to look at this portion here and then call it quits for this part today. Then and Now. And here is the area where the California Exposition was back in 1904. And then later on, it became the home of the Coliseum and some other arenas. Now, if you go down to this area, there are stadiums and coliseums all in this area, not to mention a shitload of other venues to go see live stuff. And I love these shots, these streets here, these great figure eight looking streets, and how they were originally planned, and they kept the original plan. This building here is still there. And that's fantastic, or at least it was back in the 80s when this book was published. The two shots here of the same area. Yeah, it's great stuff. Great stuff. Warehouses in here. 20th Century Fox Studios is this area here. And having just watched the Titans about Burbank Studios, that's great. Warner Brothers First National right here. This became their permanent studio. They still have this Warner Brothers water tower and stuff today. But I was watching that 6-part documentary called The Titans about early Hollywood, the beginnings of Hollywood, and it is a phenomenal documentary. Great actors, great scenes, great narration. It's a masterpiece. And once again, it saddens me saddens me deeply that Hollywood had the opportunity to celebrate the Hollywood Sign's 100th birthday in 2021, and it passed up that opportunity. Regardless of whether we had COVID or not, there should have been some giant television, huge gala about the whole thing, because, Hollywood, it is one of those worldwide phenomenons that really, when you think of America, you still think of Hollywood. Well, nowadays, of course, you think some other stuff first, but you still think Hollywood. This is great. These buildings here are mostly these buildings here that are still here. This one, and then there's this little tower here, and this little building here. And that stuff's still there in this area that was pretty open. These buildings here are still in here. These houses in through here are still out here. Yeah. It's neat to look back at the history. Way at the beginning, and then to see it 40 years ago. I'd love to see some of the images now of these places. The original airfield, right? The original airfield here in 1921, and now it's all these, it looks like tenements. It does. All these buildings here. Wow. I wonder if these tenement type things are still here in Los Angeles. Wilshire and Fairfax. Alright, so I'm going to go to, on my phone, and go to Maps, and go to Satellite. Okay. I'm on Satellite. I'm going to go to Wilshire and Fairfax. Wilshire Boulevard, Santa Monica, and where's Fairfax? Brentwood. Ooh. Ooh. Well, there. No. It. No. No. Wilshire Boulevard. Oh. Is that it, yeah? Is that it? Wilshire. 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 Don't they have sausages? Yeah, sausages, baby. Oh, yeah. Wilshire, Los Angeles County Art Museum. Totally. How do I get the... See, that's what bugs me about this phone, is I can't get back. There we go. L.A. County Art Museum. L.A. County Art Museum. LACMA. LA County Art Museum. There it is. And, okay. So there we go. There it is. And it looks like the tenement looking things are still in fact there. And that's what they look like from above. A little tenement area that's here. There you go. There you have it, and there it is. All right, let's get through some more of this then and now stuff. Some more airfields, and then, of course, LAX. Good old laxative. Let me reboot my comments here just in case I've been missing stuff. Here we go. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Okay, this area here is downtown Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, Wilshire Boulevard. So, this has probably changed immensely in the last 40 years, right? Just the fact that there are so many small homes in here, and I think that now it's probably like really grown to a lot of really huge pieces of property. But I don't know. I'm not going to go looking on the phone again. Oh yeah, and if you look at this area, San Fernando Valley, mostly agricultural. It's just all groves, plants. And then all of that has turned into, this is where all of those groves were, right here. And it's all turned into neighborhood. They're still rows, but instead of growing fruits and vegetables, they're growing people. That's it. That's it, mate. Okay, so, and of course, a big parking lot. And the parking lot is for, what is this in the foreground? A campus? There's a lot of parking around here. And it's either a campus or some kind of amusement park. I see a stadium here. Another little stadium here. I think it's a school. I think it's a campus. And a lot of buildings down here. Maybe a campus. This might be another studio. It might be another studio here because we've got a lot of big warehouses down here. We see warehouses and stuff in here. This is all probably a studio here. Oh, this is great. This is great. The Rose Bowl. I've been here a few times. The beginning of the Rose Bowl, where they actually built it up out of dirt first, and then created all of this in foundation, and then undermined all of that and created structure beneath it. That was weird. Rather than building from the ground up, they built the bowl first and then built below it. All of these stanchions and structure below it came later, and that's really weird, you know. And you can see how it's opened up right here in the front, incomplete, you know. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Oh, and UCLA upsets Ohio State in the Rose Bowl game. There you go. Shoreline. More shoreline. And the difference between little tiny houses here and all of these condos and stuff along here. And how the houses are pushed further and further back. And then eventually there's just a lot of tall condos and buildings and whatnot. Back when those big blimps were still in use, a lot, and you know, yeah. Lake Hollywood. This was featured in the movie Earthquake with Charlton Heston and George Kennedy. It was one of my favorite movies. And it was the reason why LA flooded in the movie, because there's a dam there right here, and that dam, oh damn it, the dam burst. There it is right there, a little dam burst. It's Great special effects for back then. Oil. These are all, this looks like a forest, but it's a forest of oil rigs. That's it. Signal Hill oil fields in 1929. Crazy oil fields. By the 1980s, we had lost most of those rigs because we had pretty much sucked most of it dry. A few movies, TV shows, and stuff, they utilized this oil field. This one probably a lot, but back here I remember seeing this oil field in the third Planet of the Apes movie. Zira, the female ape, her and Cornelius were escaping the clutches of the assholes, trying to get down to the water, to a ship, and they, which is crazy because look how far it is from the water, and they took a carpet bag and they stuffed it down in one of these wells, and of course it was found. But they make it seem like this is right closer to the water, and it's not. But from down here at the right camera angle up on Signal Hill looking out towards the water, you could make this appear to be closer to the shoreline. So there you go. There you are. More airport stuff. This is Burbank Airport. And back when Burbank Airport was kind of important to Lockheed and the country, and to Hollywood, early Hollywood. We needed airports. We needed a place for the bigwigs to go from New York to Hollywood. Sometimes it was a train. I like to look for buildings that are still there. This roof and this little tower here. I like to look for stuff like that and to try to match it up with the present. And it looks like this one here is gone and been replaced by these two. This looks like a mission here. This whole property here looks like a mission. Let's see what it is. Many important motion pictures were premiered at Fox. Carthay Circle Theater, seen here in 1921. So this is the theater. This is the Fox Carthay Circle Theater. And that's gone and replaced by two modern buildings on Olympic Boulevard in San Vicente. It's unfortunate that we just keep erasing history, you know. They kept these buildings here. They don't look the same, but they're still there. They look somewhat the same. They've added on a few things. All of this here has been added on, and this back here has been added on. But yeah, totally air show stuff. The old airfield there is now the California State College there. Even in the 1970s, they were doing a lot of air acrobatic stuff. 1978, the Rolling Stones concert, they had a lot of aerial stuff going on. The Will Rogers Ranch in Santa Monica, 1921. Will Rogers Ranch is still there. He no longer owns it, of course, because he's dead. But they did use this in a lot of movies because it's right outside of Los Angeles, and he used it for himself, but also shooting stuff. There are some buildings and houses here that are prominent in 1970s and 80s television shows. Most notably, Barnaby Jones. He had a house here. The character had his house here on Will Rogers Ranch. And his office building, which should have been in Los Angeles, which is where they claimed it to be, was actually a building in Pasadena. Totally, completely. Very cool stuff. Boy, how the beach has changed. What is this, pumping sewage out? That's probably what it is. This pipe here is going out, probably pumping sewage out further into the ocean, which is just going to come back to shore, and people are going to be bumping up against their own poop. Right? Yeah. Right. Right. It's pretty much different. There's none of this stuff here anymore. I think this bathhouse is all gone. I don't see anything here that resembles anything on this photo. This bathhouse would have to be in here. And perhaps it is. It's a little difficult to see. But this dark spot here next to these white buildings, this, because of the erosion here, that very well could be this bathhouse here. But that's all I'm going to claim. That's all I'm going to claim. Because if you look at this here and this here, this would have had to have been like this, right? Which this has all probably been added here anyway. Totally, so they could bring in this pier. Anywho, Palm Springs. This is a place that I'm familiar with. This is right next to us. This is from up on the aerial tram looking down, I think. No, this is not. This is looking down over one of those fancy pants neighborhoods near the tram. The tram is over here, I believe, coming up this road here. This is all, looks like date palms out here growing. All kinds of date palm trees. This is all neighborhood here now. This here is a predominantly black neighborhood here. Or at least it was for the longest time, right in here. And it's changed. It's still very ethnic in a lot of different directions. But we do have some friends that live down in this area. Oh, another chime. We've got 15 minutes left in the show. Gene Autry is down in here somewhere. The Gene Autry, which is now the Parker, was the Gene Autry Ranch out here, and it was a huge ranch back when he owned Channel 5 KTLA, and he owned the California Angels. Gene Autry had a ball field out here, and this is where he did his off-season training out here in Palm Springs, because it was always warm, and they could, in the winter time, in the off time, they could come out here. And there you go. And this, if you look here, you see all these date palms in here? That's gone. This is all gone. This is the 1980s. And all of these date palms are gone. That's all gone. That's all homes. That is all homes and neighborhoods and just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And there's this mountain here and this mountain here. So the tram would be over here. And that would put the Gene Autry right down in here. There's a ball field here, so that's probably pretty close to where it is. Gene Autry Boulevard or Gene Autry Avenue. A racetrack. This is about where the tram would eventually go up. I think right in here. And that would be way over here. But all of these date palms and stuff are just gone now. Just completely gone. Completely gone. Yet downtown. Convention Center. Totally. Good old Los Angeles. We'll this is all huge now. There's just it's all tall buildings in here now. Downtown post office. This is the end of Alvarez Street here. Alvarez Street is right here. Here's Alvarez Street, and here's the end. try to get this shine out of there, but that's the best we're going to do. And then there's the train station here. Yep. We still go to Alvera Street. And I've never been to the train station. And inside the train station still stands, in the station itself, the room that they built specifically for the Blade Runner. And it's supposedly it still sits in there. Because they built it. Well, if you're going to build it in there, build it to last, because we need an office right there. So they did, and it's supposedly still there. So I'd love to go in there just to see that. And I think the next time that we park and we're here, I think I'm just going to say, okay, let's walk over to here and go in and get some pictures, because it's an iconic place. And we always go here, and we never go over here, and it's so close. We usually park like right here. We park right over here, walk across the street and go in, or walk across the street, go down here, and then walk up through it, walk down again, walk through a couple of times, and then wind up out here. Yeah, it's a great place. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for today. we're gonna be done with that for today. At some point, I gotta get in there and wake up my wife, but I figured, what's an extra 15 minutes, right? What's an extra 15 minutes going to do? So I'll let her sleep in a couple of more minutes, or until she gets up and comes out. And then we're going to end the show at 7 this morning, because I've got some things that I want to do today. I don't have to go anywhere, but there are some things that I want to do around the house, so I want to try to get on them early so I can kind of get it over with while I've still got some caffeine in me, you know? You know what I mean? Look, I got a bong in here. Isn't that fantastic? I think what I'm going to be doing is putting my teeth in one day and then not putting them in the next day. And try to limit the time I put them in. And I'm going to have to modify them, because there's this place that just keeps getting bummed out. So it's either modify the teeth or modify my mouth. And I'm not a surgeon, so I know there's something in there, a piece of bone or something, but I can't tell if it's like a splinter or if it's actually attached, if it's like a bone spur. So I don't know what to do. Modify my dentures so it doesn't rub on it. That's about all I can do. Oh man. All right. About 10 minutes left. Good to do me bong. Good to do me bong hit. I'm going to turn this on. There we go. Now we just got some white noise there. So what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's Flashback Friday. So I think we're going to be doing more of the same, only getting a little more personal, because, you know, Throwback is kind of a look back, but Flashback is kind of personal. So we're going to do that, and then we'll catch up on the TV guides then, and we'll look at Thursday and Friday tomorrow in the TV guide department, because I don't want to rush through it. So we'll let that stand for now, and then get back to it. Yeah. I'm lonely. Born alone, live alone, die alone. Lonely. It's just the way it is. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Okay, so bong hit. Cover me, I'm going in. Alright, so a few more minutes and I'm going to get out of here this morning. Get some breakfast, get on with the day. Figure out what the hell's going on. Cheers. I thought you might still be there. Yep, I'm just a vegetating. Cool. I like people who enjoy the stuff that I enjoy because it's more interesting, it's more fun. It is a cool LA book. It's one that if people are going to come over, I'm going to throw this out because it's really fun. And I've got several of these. I think I've got one on Australia and Ireland and New York. And, they're fun. I'm going to try to find one on Chicago now. I've got one on San Diego. They're just fun, you know. It's different than looking at Google Earth. It is different. It's more personal. And you get yourself a nice magnifier and you just sit and zoom in, because old pictures, they were clear all the way through. It was only the printing that diminished the photo, or the digitizing, because now digital photos, it don't matter what, you look in close and it's pixelated. I sure do know a lot about the area. It's from watching Chips and Barnaby Jones and Simon and Simon. That's all it is. It's just being and going to Los Angeles a lot. I was in a Los Angeles area a lot my first 15, 16 years. I was raised right in that area in Hollywood, my first several years of existence. So my memory is heavy with that, because that's long term. Short term, I don't know what's going on. But long term, yeah, that's my place. LA is cool. LA has a lot. If you watch a lot of movies and TV shows, then you learn a lot about LA, you know. Like the places where they filmed the movie They Live. John Carpenter was also the set of a lot of the film Colors, right, with Robert Duvall, Sean Penn. They also shot some early films up in that same area right there. There was this great empty property that used to have a house on there. So there's a little foundation, some trees, some wall, and that kind of stuff. And that was prominent in a lot of films, because they could just set up there and shoot out over the city, or set up there and have it look out over the city with whatever they built. Even if it was just a false silhouette or a false skyline or something, or a false front to somebody's house, and they could open a look out over the city. Yeah, they filmed some of what was that movie called? Oh, it was another John Carpenter did a lot of stuff in that area in Los Angeles. He did a lot of Los Angeles shooting because it was easy, it was close. You could just go shoot in a fucking alley. Most of the movie They Live was just filmed in and around Los Angeles. And it was bitchin'. It was really bitchin'. Every shot, it's like, ooh, I know that place. Ooh, I know that place. Ooh, I know that place. Yeah, pretty cool. Not like movies like Earthquake, all right, where you can look at it and go, ooh, I see them driving by a house. I used to live right there. Or something like that. And then they would go to a shot of them on the studio backlot, and nothing would look like Hollywood. It would appear to be the Hollywood version of Hollywood in Los Angeles, but it was over in Burbank or somewhere, and it was just not. But from somebody who knows Hollywood and Los Angeles, yeah, you flash through something, and it's like, oh man, I've been there. That's cool. Look, oh, that place is gone years ago. It's neat. Look, it's still there. That's cool. Yeah, and the fact that, like Chinatown, the movie Chinatown and the Two Jakes, how they had to recreate a lot of stuff, right, from old early 1900s, 1920s and 30s and stuff. That was really cool. I like movies nowadays where they try to recreate old Los Angeles and old Hollywood. Even that documentary Titans on Netflix, they do a lot of recreating old Hollywood, and that's really neat. That's really neat. Well, it's just about time to wrap it up for this morning. I got nothing left. I'm going to be back tomorrow to wrap up the week, and it's quite possible that I'll go long tomorrow. We'll see. Just depends on what's going on. You watched the program about the Venice canals yesterday. In Los Angeles, those Venice canals, or actual Venice, Italy, Venice? Because that's what I'm figuring. That's a heavy, heavy thing. The fact that they built over the water like that, and the way they built it, it's just crazy. And the way it was designed, bizarre. That is bizarre. I like how that whole area, the Venice canals, were featured in that movie. Sean Connery, where he plays the African explorer, oh shit, what the fuck is that movie? No, L.A. Venice. Okay, that's cool, because that's in a lot of movies and TV shows and stuff too. But the Italy Venice, that movie with Sean Connery, superheroes, the Unmentionables, the something. Not the Guardians, not the... Oh, it's some stupid superhero movie, and it's got all of the different... It's got like Dracula's wife, or what's this, Harker's wife, and it's got the guy who turns into Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's got the Invisible Man. It's got the African explorer guy, Alan Quatermain. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's what it is. And if you're typing it now, thank you. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Now that's one where they go and they recreate the whole Venice thing so they can destroy it, right? That's cool. The LA Venice one, that was just chiseled out, right? It was just carved out, and then they let the water in. But I'd love to see that documentary, if it's one that you can send me or post it on your channel and then send me a link or something at some point. That'd be cool. Or put a link here. But, or let me know where I can find it, because that'd be cool to watch. I'd dig that. I like old LA, because California it's got so much history, because it was the last place conquered by, eminent domain and, what do you call it? Manifest destiny. Yeah. They apparently are having an algae problem right now. They're always having algae and pollution problems, and it's just a bad design because there's no good flow of fresh water going through, whoosh and whoosh, and it needs to be where as the tide comes in, it fills up a tank that kind of filters out the yuck, and then as the tide goes out, this tank spills into those ways and flushes everything out. And if it did that at every tide, pretty soon it would be laying in clean water, and it would be pushing out clean water, so that it's always clean. And the ocean is about to have an algae problem. When we warm up too much, the ocean is just going to turn to a big mat of algae, and it's going to go stagnant because there won't be the polar waters coming down, there won't be the polar wind, there won't be all of this cold going into the ocean to give it life. Once that life stops, the ocean stops moving, it just does this, and it's going to go stagnant, and it's going to go red. It's going to go red. It's already happening in places. It happened in Australia and a few places. Yeah, it's happening. All right, people, I got to get going. I want to thank you so much for being here today. It means the world to me. It really does. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. You know what to do. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. Go out and do something for yourself today, but do something for somebody else. Be nice. Spread peace and love. That's what you got to do. It'll pay off. It really will. In karmic kind. All right, people. I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. You gotta be weird to be weird. Just being nice nowadays, that's weird. If that's all you do, that's all you do. I will see you tomorrow, brother. Love you. Take care. And good night, Joey. Shh, don't wake him up. Thank you, Susie, for hanging out as brief a period as you were here. Thank you. We appreciate your presence. All right, you guys. Love you bunches. Take care of this world. Worlds, take care of each other. It's your job. We're all related. Take care of this damn planet and those damn animals. All right? Or we're all damned. All right. Love you. Peace. Adios. 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 No, really. Adios. Go on. Get out of here.